Hi, everybody. I'm Keith. This laughing, silly bitch is Bella. And this is episode 7 Who Should Pay While Dating. And she found a video from a guy that I know from Z100 in the Morning, the Elvis Duran show, Matthew Hussey, who I really love his viewpoints on a lot of things. Dating, just wellness, following your dreams and working hard, stuff like that. He's really positive, good dude, but he's a realist. And, it was a video about who should pay, and someone asked him, after 4 to 6 months of dating, when should I pay? And he had some really great viewpoints that we agree with. And something that before we actually even heard of him, did in our early stages of dating. Obviously, I wouldn't say we're dating, we're cohabitating now. But what we did in the very beginning of a relationship has just built and worked out today, with other life expenses. You know what I'm saying? When you're dating, you're going to movies, you're going out to eat, you're I don't know, bowling, you're whatever the hell you're doing while you're dating. S&M club, I don't know. But whatever you're doing, normally, even with, normally, I think women in general think that the man should pay.
Which I understand. I understand where that comes from. From what I understand about that is that it comes from when guys would work, women would generally stay home and watch the kids, so the man was the main breadwinner, so they should be paying. So I think that stems from a lot of my views too, where I think that it should be a partnership with what you can contribute. I think that with what Matthew Hussey was saying was you should try, right? So when you go on a first date, if the woman doesn't offer to pay for her share, then I think she wasn't brought up correctly. And I also think that if the man doesn't pay on the first or second date, that he wasn't brought up correctly. And I think that it's a respecting and a trying thing, and I think that the age of women going on dates and not even bringing any money or bringing a wallet or anything like that needs to go. I think another thing he was saying was, it's something that we do too, is Keith makes more than I do. But that doesn't mean that I should sit back and let him pay all the bills and do all this stuff, but I pay what I can with what I make, going with what he makes and what he could pay. So my bills for our household are broken up more for paychecks, and it's not all at once, because I can't take blank amount out of one paycheck, but I'm still contributing to the house. So I pay a percentage of the rent, and then I pay other bills that are going on, because this is a partnership.
Well, what I really did like about dating Bella in the beginning, besides the sex and stuff like that, was that right away she was offering to pay, and I was like, no, I got it, stuff like that, but it was just her willingness to contribute to the things we wanted to do together was huge for me, because I had a job, but things were up in the air. Both of us have other responsibilities in which money needs to go to. We wanted to try to find a balance, and that's what, we did. If she has an idea, like getting a massage, if she says, I want to go get massages, well, I go, okay, cool, when, whatever, we set it up, and I'm already thinking though, oh, okay, well, I want to go too, you know what I'm saying? So, but she pays, I'll pay the tip or something like that, or I'll we'll eat dinner, and I'll pay for dinner. Mm-hmm. It all
I think that
It all
it's a
does
big deal that when I say like, hey, I want to go do this, then I should be the one paying for it.
Yeah.
You know, if he says like, hey, listen, I want to go do this, then he should be the one paying for it. You know, we've been talking a lot recently about going on vacation. And I said like, listen, like I just worked a lot. There's, you know, the holiday for my work, so I'm going to put this amount aside. If we want to do something that exceeds that amount, then if you could pay for that part, then you pay for that part. But I'll pay this amount. And if that covers it, then that's what I was willing to pay, and that's fine. And if we want to go above and beyond that, then he'll chip in for that. And I think that another thing he was saying was you treat your partner like you would treat your best friend. Like I would never go out with my best friend and be like, okay, every time we go out, you're going to pay. You know, so I wouldn't want to do that with him. But I do think that on a first date, it's acceptable for the guy to pay.
Sure. Well, I think it also has to do with who asks who out.
That's true.
I mean, that's really the thing. I mean, not that a girl. Well, you kind of asked me to my house, which
was free.
I was already paying for.
Well, you offered to pay for my toll.
That's right. I did offer to pay for her.
But
toll.
I could splurge the $2 for the toll, so I was like, it's okay.
I was just like, I can't believe this girl wants to come home with me. Why? It was a very strange time for me. So anyway, and you know, self-esteem in the dumps, and I was just like, I didn't understand.
But it was very sweet to me that he was like, oh, you're coming? Well, there's a toll. Like, let me give you the money for the toll. And I think that made me feel a lot better about the situation and knowing that I was going to.
She didn't have an easy pass yet.
Yeah, I didn't have a card.
It was a big milestone for her personally to get that easy pass, though.
I love that thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's a respect thing, and it's, you know, I have a job, I work, he has a job, he works, and we both want to save and have money and do things, and I think it's a big deal that if you want to be in a working, committed relationship where you don't feel used, which I think is a big part.
Yeah.
Either of you don't ever want to feel used. You don't want to feel like every time we go out, I have to pay for it. Now we can't go out. Like my bank account's like, you're saving, I'm not saving. It has to be an equal thing.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we either get rich together or we go broke together. And it is still like at the very core when, you know, it doesn't really have to be about money. You know, it's like, you know, we share the housework. You know, if she's not around, I'm doing dishes, I'm cleaning the floors, I'm taking garbage out, whatever it is. And if I'm not around and it just needs to be done, it just needs to be done. But like also, you know, when you talk about like paying for things like activities or, you know, bills, you know, or really it's about what's fair and what's the reality of what's happening. And a lot of women do feel that I guess it does translate in a weird abstract way that like money for time. Like so and that was the other thing. Like and if you break it down to that, like it really kind of sends a message that like, okay, well, you know, my time is valuable. And so you should pay for my time. You know? And it's like it's my time too. I'd like to spend it with you. It shouldn't really be about money, you know, in the first place. You know, and you know, it's just, it really is about being a person, you know, a human being, and having some understanding and respect. You know, it's like, you know, if you're agreeing to go out, you know, with somebody, you know, what's the big deal of throwing down like $5, $10 tip?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I think that it's not necessarily about... It
means a lot.
Yeah. I don't think it's, like, if he pays, right, and we were first dating, and I put down, like, the $10 for the tip. Let's say he paid, you know, 50, 60, 20, whatever it was for the check, and I put down the $10 tip. It's such a nice thing knowing that not only did I contribute, that he didn't have to spend the $10, and it's not a big monetary thing. It's $10. But the thing that shows him that it's like, no, you paid for the check, I'm going to put the tip down, like, I'm going to do this little thing, it means so much, where, like, the next time you feel like, okay, like, this is a thing. This could work. I feel like we're a partner. We could do this together. And I think it shows a lot about a person. You know, I think it shows that you're raised right. And I think it's something that you have to teach your kids too. You know, I took my son to a mother-son dance. It's one of those nights. And I gave him the money. He walked up and he paid for it. And it's just showing that, like, you're taking me out. Like, you physically go pay for it. And it made him feel important because he felt like I'm taking my mom out. So, like, I paid for it. Like, it was my money. It came out of my wallet, obviously. But it's something that you want to bring your kids up where you're not just assuming things. You know, I have friends who say, like, on a first date, I don't even bring my wallet. I don't bring any cash or anything. I'm like, that's just stupid.
Yeah, because what if, like, just something like credit card gets declined or something?
Yeah.
You're, like, in the back doing dishes all night or some shit.
Or you need a way home. Like, you should always have enough.
Even though that's, like, a movie cliche thing that, like, really kind of doesn't happen. They just fucking call the cops on you, I guess.
Probably.
But whatever. But speaking about movies, this is the perfect analogy here. Bronx Tale.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. You guys know what I'm talking about? Get it. You open the door for the girl. The girl that reaches over and unlocks the door and opens it up for you, that's a keeper. That's somebody that respects you as much as you're respecting them. And it's cordial. It's just, it builds more trust.
It says a lot about your character.
Yeah, it says a lot about your character. And it just, really, like, what is relationships built on? Trust, you know, and communication. And, like, these are the things that, like, you know, if money is a big, like, no talking thing, you're going to have big issues in every other aspect of your life. Because, like, honestly, money comes and goes, you know, and it's really not about the money. It's really the things you do together and you make memories. Like, really, like, we buy, like, little gifts for each other. Another shout out to Amazon. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. But, and just little things that, like, I'm thinking of you.
Yeah.
You know, besides all the other communication we do, texting, Marco Polo, like, you know what I'm saying, all that other stuff, you know, phone calls and all that stuff, like, you know, it's those other little things, and we talked about that in another episode, go watch it, about the little things you can do, that really makes a huge difference in your relationship. So, ladies, you wanted equality, well, this is what it looks like. Act like a freaking human being and not like you're some pretty princess that needs to be taken care of. But, you know, and you can't have the double standards because, you know, the thing is that, like, you know, it always used to be, well, if I pay, I better be getting some ass and whatever. And that's not necessarily the case because that's not being freaking cool either. You know, having expectations and things like that and putting pressure and dude, you just wind up looking like an asshole. But now, since women are equal, you could be fucking assholes too. And that's the moral of the story.
So, guys, if you don't pay, you weren't raised right. And girls, if you don't try and offer and contribute what you can contribute, you also weren't raised right. And that's my opinion. I think that's yours.
Absolutely.
And this is
Go home and smack your parents.
And this is a partnership. And a good relationship is a partnership and not...
Yeah, it's a two-way street.
Yep.
Everything should be as equal as possible. It's not for everybody's situation to be that, but...
The attempt should be equal.
The attempt should be equal. It should be as fair as you possibly could make it. Otherwise, you're just a selfish bastard, no matter what sex you are.
Agreed. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys learned a little bit. If you guys have any comments, opinions, questions, or anything, please comment below. Like and share our videos. Shout out to Werewolf USA for our awesome shirts.
That's right, Werewolf USA, people.
The designer of these shirts is a really good friend of ours. And we hope to see you guys for our next episode. So we'll see you later.
That might be featuring a black man named Larry Love.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.